Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you in another video. All right, so as you guys know, the NBA draft already happened, and that means people can draft their NBA basketball fantasy teams early if they want to, even though it's always ill-advised. I still find myself the type of person that wants to draft as soon as the NBA draft is over, because that's when I know players are on teams and I like doing stuff. It's risky because you don't necessarily know who's going to be healthy until the start of the season, but then again, it's such a long season to where even if you draft correctly the first week of the season, your guy can go down any damn way and you could be out of that player even after it makes sense to draft. So sometimes I just don't really think too much of the risk and just draft anyway. I've found that sometimes doing that, you end up with the lemon that nobody should draft. You end up with the player that nobody should draft, that kind of thing. But I never learned my lesson, so I started drafting teams, and I had a good time doing it with a bunch of these rookies being on a lot of the teams that I'm using. You can do a lot of different things now because Karl-Anthony Towns' value has like decreased dramatically, so you can find him in like the third round. It's really strange, but he only played like 20-something games last year, and so that makes sense. But if you think he's going to bounce back, his ADP is ridiculous this year. And stuff like that, you know, Zion Williamson's ADP is down. Ja Morant's being taken in like the third round because of the missed 25 games, and 25 games is going to go by fast. But I'm still not drafting him too much because even though he's expected to be available after 25 games, now you got to decrease from those 25 to 60-something games. How many games you think he'll play from there? It's not necessarily expecting him to play all 60 of them games because he's out 25. So these are the things we have to really consider when you're drafting. But you know, I've done some funny stuff, man. Adding Chet Holmgren and Wembanyama and Anthony Davis and Evan Mobley all on one team is just like stuff that you never should be able to do. You're going to be able to do this year because Wembanyama is a rookie and is not being taken in the first 3 picks in a lot of cases, even though I am taking him in the first round every time I take him. Sometimes he's going before people like Giannis and Doncic and Jason Tatum. Like, it's just that real out there. But anyway, I saw the Lakers are now, you know, familiar, or how do you say this? They brought the guys in, the youngsters, Maxwell Lewis and Jalen Hood-Schifino have worked out with our team now. They've seen them in purple and gold. They're ready to go, man. I'm excited about the youngsters, big time excited about them, and very much at peace with the draft and how things went. I think we were one of the better teams that drafted here, and you know, it's one of those situations where you just got to look at the LA Lakers and feel good. They took care of business. They didn't leave any undrafted guys that we really want to see on the table. They brought them in. The prospects that they brought in look really sharp, really sharp. They look like it help us right now. You know, all 5 of these guys that we brought in, I'm super excited about. Castleton, D'Moi Hodge, that dude looks like he's gonna be a real pro. Boy, did we steal another one. D'Moi Hodge might be our next Austin Reeves. Yeah, when you look at the profile, he helps you on both sides, just like Austin. He doesn't facilitate like Austin, but his strengths are on both sides of the floor. He's going to do a lot defensively. In fact, one of the best defensive players we're going to have out the gate is D'Moi Hodge. And then on the offensive end, he's pretty efficient. He hits shots. He gets to the rim. Like, he doesn't have too many holes. And so, for me, when you look at the fact that he wasn't drafted and the only reason is because he's 24 years old, and then you look at what he's doing out there and you realize he probably should have won in the top 20, yeah, we ran out of there like bandits getting D'Moi Hodge. Absolute ran out of there like bandits. And then, of course, you guys know I'm super big on Castleton. That was the guy I wanted us to draft with the 40th pick if we weren't able to get Maxwell Lewis. That's who I wanted. So I'm super happy about him being available. And then the other 2 guys, Fudge, super excited about as well. And then, you know, you have to go into the fact that we're bringing back Max Christie. You got to go into the fact that we're bringing back Scotty, Cole Swider. I'm excited about all these guys. And then, of course, the people we're re-signing, Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves. Fingers crossed everything will work there. D'Angelo Russell possibly. I'm not really sure if we'll actually be able to re-sign him, but I like the idea of what he can mean when we get a chance to trade him after signing him. So that's a big plus. Vando, super excited about that. Please don't shop Vando. Please don't shop Vando. I understand that we could probably get a piece that fits us a little better if we're willing to, but Vando's the type of guy that you want next to D'Moi Hodge, next to Austin Reeves, next to all of these guys, Jalen Hood-Schifino. He's going to fit in better with them than he does on the team that we just had him on last year. I just want people to know that. So before we get rid of Vando, understand that because we're bringing in a real point guard like Jalen Hood-Schifino, because we're bringing in other guys that ultimately allow for a little bit more traditional play from Vando, we're not going to be asking Vando to do some of the same stuff this year, I don't believe. Hopefully, coach can get the most out of him. But that's what I'm looking at. I do not want us to shop Vando. I want him to be in a Laker uniform for the next 10, 15 years. If he, all of his career, he should be a Laker, because there's never going to be a time when you don't need what he does. Never. And if you let him leave, he's going to go to Minnesota or something like that, go back there, and he's going to terrorize us for years. So keep that defensive genius in place. Work with his offensive game. Keep Phil Handy around him. And let's just get past this era where Vando is still developing. Because I promise you, you let that boy fully develop, by the time he's 27, 28 years old, you're going to be so happy you kept him, you ain't going to even remember what went wrong. I promise you won't. That's what I see there in Vando. Keep him. And so, yeah, I don't really have a lot of time because it's time for me to go ahead and draft another team. But I just want to get in here and let you guys know that I'm excited about our draft picks, super excited about what I'm seeing. And the NBA is underway. The offseason is one of my favorite times. Hopefully we'll see some trades and make it all come together. And, yeah, looking forward to seeing what happens in the free agent market. So that's what I got to say. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching.